Welcome to Believers Talk with Joe and Steve. I'll be your host. My name's Joe. Steve is on vacation, enjoying his summer. We hope you're enjoying your summer as well. I am, but unfortunately in summertime, as you can tell, not too much news going on as far as the NFL is concerned, or our Buffalo Bills. Last time we spoke to you on camera here, we were talking about OTAs. Since then, we've had some minicamp, and so we're going to update you on that. But before we do, however, we do want to tell you, if you haven't already, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. We do plan, as the season moves along here, we'll be doing more and more videos, keeping you up to date on all things Buffalo Bills. So if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to this channel, like or dislike this video, leave a comment, and we'll get back to you as we can. So starting us off here, I do want to talk a little bit about minicamp. Minicamp was, I believe, 3 days. Big news on minicamp, really, not too much. But probably the biggest news was Josh Allen did get some reps with the first team. So that's Sean McDermott said that was part of the plan all along since they drafted him, was minicamp to give him some reps. He had one series of reps with the first team on Tuesday and one on Wednesday as well. From everything we heard out of minicamp, Wednesday was his best day so far. So that's big news, and that's good to hear. The constant improvement of hopefully our franchise quarterback, right? Constant improvement's good. I do know on Tuesday there was a play where he ended up throwing an interception to the other rookie, Tremaine Edmonds, and he spent time with Tre'Davious White afterwards, after practice, just kind of talking, going over the play, see what Tre'Davious White saw, get some feedback, and that's always good to hear, to see that he's going to teammates on the other side of the ball and just seeing what they see and how we can improve in that aspect. That's really good to know. Also, kind of note is that we keep hearing word that Peterman is actually doing better than McCarron at this point. Now, is it a matter of knowing the system, because Peterman was here last year and did get a chance to start in 2 games, or if there's something more to that, we don't know. But we knew that this would be like an open QB competition. It will be interesting to see what happens if Peterman beats out McCarron. I wonder if then Josh Allen is automatically a starter and Peterman is then his backup, or will they fight for that starting position? Or is it still McCarron's job? We honestly don't know. But it is interesting to see how we have those 3 guys circulating in now to that first team reps. Obviously, we'll learn more about that when training camp starts. Moving on, also something else we learned in minicamp is we're still moving about as far as the offensive line is concerned, seeing what works. We have Gray and Bodine both working at center. They both split time there. One on Tuesday, Groy was the center. The next day, Bodine was the center. So we're still not sure on that position who's going to be starting there. But we do plan, again, to go over that with you coming up here in July. Like I said, we're going to go position by position and give you a video each day, or not each day, but video on each position, so that way we can kind of get you up to date, tell you what you have to look forward to as far as what to watch for, what position battles do we want to watch for. Obviously the QB position is a key one, but there are definitely a lot of positions out there. And another one that came up during minicamp was wide receiver, right? Wide receiver, we got, with Zay Jones still being out, we got a lot of fight between McLeod, Foster, and a couple of these other guys, so we look forward to seeing that as well. I know that we were told that just when Zay Jones comes back, that doesn't mean he's an automatic 2. I still believe he's probably going to be our number 2, but you never know. I mean, we do have a new offensive coordinator, so we'll see how the system goes. Obviously, Benjamin's our number 1, but after that, we'll see what happens. And we don't even know when Zay Jones is coming back from his injury to his knee. He had surgery. And we haven't really heard much as far as how much of the season he's going to miss. Is he going to miss any of the season? We honestly don't know. So we'll see about that. But other than that, I didn't hear much coming out of minicamp. I don't know if any of your fans out there, if anyone watching this has heard something else that you want us to talk about, happily leave a comment. We'll talk about it in our next video. But that's really all we heard. Other news coming out of minicamp, and this is kind of an ongoing thing that I'm hearing ramblings about. Josh Allen still has not signed. He's the only rookie that we have not, or 2018 draft choice that we have not signed yet. I'm not too concerned over that. In fact, the fact that they put him in with the number 1s during minicamp makes me even less concerned. Truth is, only 3 of the top 10 draft picks have signed so far. And with the new collective bargaining agreement, it makes it kind of hard for a holdout to happen. We saw Joey Bosa do it a few years back due to signing bonus issues that he wanted more signing bonus up front. But there's really not too much of that. Ever since they said that there's a rookie salary cap, which is smart, but ever since then there really hasn't been much of a holdout. These kind of situations again figure themselves out, and again, only 3 of the top 10 and none of the top tier quarterbacks. The only quarterback to sign so far is Josh Rosen, who was a 10th overall pick. So Sam Darnold hasn't signed yet. Josh Allen hasn't signed yet, and the other guy who for some reason his name slips, Baker Mayfield, my number 1 quarterback, right? He hasn't signed yet either. So I think once one domino falls, the other ones will fall into place as well. So I'm not too concerned about that. But I really want to get into one of the reasons why I wanted to make this video and get a video out there. Most of you know the NFL does a top 100 during the off season. I always say that the top 100 is just something to keep fans interested, right? Obviously, this is a dead time, so you want something to keep fans interested. And what the top 100 is NFL players get a ballot and they fill it out with their top 100 players, and then they average it out, and that's your top 100. So this is NFL players basically grading themselves. And I don't know, part of me feels a little bit like it's like high school, like a popularity contest, right? Tom Brady was number 1. And we could argue all day if he was or wasn't the number 1 player this year. But my issue isn't necessarily with that. My issue is with a Bills player who I think, and a lot of you probably think, got really snubbed this year. So we had the Buffalo Bills had 2 players in the top 100. We had LaShawn McCoy at 30. And I think that's a decent spot for him. I think that's about right. I think he was ranked as the 5th running back in the NFL. I think I still wouldn't have put him over, I still would have put him over, I think, Cromartie. But other than that, I think that's about right. Hopefully he stays up there this year too, right? I think he's going to have heavy workload coming 2018, and so I hope he stays up there. We know that he's hit that big 30 number as far as age too, and we see some decline. But Steve and I talked about this before. We think that he still has a couple good years left. He knows how to get out of bounds. He really saves his body. He does a good job with that. So we hope that he has a couple good years left, and we hope this year is one of them. And then we had Micah Hyde. I believe he fell in at 62. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Yeah, I mean, I loved Micah Hyde this year. I thought he did really well. I actually think 62 might be a little low, especially seeing some of the other players at that position who went above him. But yeah, so he was at 62. But my biggest issue with the top 100, and again, I think it's a popularity contest, but my biggest issue was that Tre'Davious White wasn't on the top 100. I was outraged that he did not win Defensive Rookie of the Year. I thought he was the Defensive Rookie of the Year, and to see him not even make the top 100 when Chris Harris, who has definitely declined over his career recently, was in the top 100. I think he was in the 80s, 88, something like that. And if you look at his numbers compared to Tre'Davious White's numbers, there's no comparison. And it goes with tackles. I believe Tre'Davious White had 62 tackles. I believe Chris Harris had somewhere in the 40s. Pass deflections, Tre'Davious White had 18. Chris Davis had like 11. Interceptions, Tre'Davious White had 6. Chris Harris had 2. They both had 1 forced fumble. But how? And Tre'Davious White, as Bills fans, we know he was everywhere. He was so good. I truly believe he deserved to be Rookie of the Year. And I think a lot of you would agree with me as well. Some of the things that he did don't show up on a stat sheet. He annoyed Gronk enough where Gronk's going to take an illegal hit on him after a play when the Patriots are already up and the play doesn't even matter. But he annoyed him that much. Now, was there pass interference on that play? I think there was. But that nuisance, that factor probably was a whole game thing, right? Not just that play, but Gronk was just really getting sick of this kid just constantly covering him, doing a great job covering him. And so, like, those things, like everything put together, I believe Tre'Davious White deserved to be in the discussion for top 100 players. But again, popularity contest, it's his rookie year. The only people who saw him play are the 11 teams that he played against this year. So you have teams in the NFC that didn't even see him play, and they had no reason to watch him play. Where Chris Harris, he's been in the league a little bit, has some camaraderie. That's the word. I found it, with the other guys, and so maybe they voted for him for that. But I definitely believe that Tre'Davious White would be a better corner at this point than him. And I can even go into like Anquan Talib. I think Talib's still a good corner, but I believe he was like 50th overall. I just don't think he's that good. To be honest, I mean, that's a perfect example of Micah Hyde. I think Micah Hyde at safety had a better year than Aqib Talib did at corner. So that's someone I think that he would be better than. But you know what? This is a popularity contest. Tell me what you guys think. What do you guys think of the NFL Top 100? Do you watch it? I didn't watch it this year. I actually heard that was the last episode was, I believe, Sunday or Monday of this week. And so I just looked at the list. I knew McCoy was 30th. I knew that Mike Hyde was on there because, of tweets and things like that. But I didn't watch a single episode on NFL Network. But I did check it out afterwards to see the rankings. But yeah, tell me what you guys think. Do you think any other Bills players were snubbed? None come to mind off the top of my head. I was thinking about Preston Brown, but funny thing is, so we had three players tied in the NFL for most tackles this season, and none of the three of them were even in the top 100, which kind of goes to show you Preston Brown's value and maybe why we didn't re-sign him. Maybe it is more of a scheme thing than a player thing. And I mean, I hope it is, right? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you guys do too. But players like that, I'm not sure. I'm not sure where they would rank. But tell me what you guys think. Do you guys think that someone else should have been in the top 100? If anyone else got snubbed, and maybe you don't feel like Tre'Davious White was snubbed, maybe you do think that Harris is better than he is. But yeah, I don't know. But that's why I really wanted to get on here today. Let you guys know we haven't forgot about you. We want to keep you updated. But again, it's a slow time of year as far as what's going on in the NFL. Minicamps are over. And so we're just kind of enjoying our summer. Steve's away. I was away. But we do look forward to getting back on here. July, like I said, we do plan on starting a series of going position by position and talking about the depth of that position, maybe a battle or two that are going on in that position. Hey, it's that time of year. It's coming up, so we're looking forward to that. We do want to do maybe a little live play-by-play during games, things of that nature. There's a lot of fun things that we have for you guys to go on here on Believers Talk. So we hope you guys do subscribe to this channel, like or dislike this video. Like I said, leave a comment. Tell me who you think should have been in the top 100 from the Buffalo Bills, or what you think about McCoy and Hyde being where they are as well. Do you think they should have been up higher or lower, or what do you think? But that's all I really had. I wanted to get on here, shoot a video for you guys, let you guys know that we're here. We're going to keep you up to date on all Bills-related news. We look forward to this season. We're very excited. We hope you're excited too. So that's all we have for today, but until next time, go Bills.